So Taraji P. Henson, an African-American actress, is making waves right now.
Okay, now see, I already had to correct the Black community for standing up for Taraji P. Henson and not sticking up for Monique. Even though I do appreciate that someone is being listened to, even if it's after Monique was not listened to. Now I'm going to go in on you for going after Taraji, because you're doing the same thing and using the same tactics that Black people used to go after Monique back when she came out with the pay disparities. What you just said basically negates anybody's argument for pay equality. He just sat here and said that because she is making a certain caliber or a certain amount of money that is far beyond a certain level, that apparently the discrimination in her situation does not matter. At least it pales in comparison to Black people on the bottom of that situation who are, experiencing it on their level. When at the end of the day, it is a horrible situation and means the same thing either way. Whether you're talking about a rich person facing discrimination and pay disparities because of their race, or a poor person, or a middle class or lower class person, you're still talking about racism. You're still talking about a system that makes it so that even the poor person can aspire only within a certain range. All of their aspirations have to take in mind and take into account their race and how that is going to affect them in all of these categories. Each rank that they make it up in the system, in their life. It's just ridiculous to me, because it's just like, so you're saying that because somebody is doing better than you, that you shouldn't have to worry about the discrimination that they're facing, that is the same type of discrimination you face. It's just affecting them differently and similarly, because when they lose this money, it's not the difference between them, like maybe like not eating that night or that week, whereas for other people, it is the difference between that and them eating. It's just ridiculous, because it's like racism on any level is absolutely abhorrent. Because the way you're talking, you make it seem as though we only need to be fighting for racism within the, within the blue-collar labor department and not in the white-collar labor job market. So people working in warehouses and for Amazon and at fast food places and restaurants, they deserve to, have, equality on the job, racial equality, and not face discrimination because of their race. But people in higher positions don't deserve that. Come on now, that doesn't make any sense. You're always in Black people's business, and you even pointed out that you were in Black people's business in this video. And it's ridiculous, because it's like, where is your business? Like, I need you to find some business. You don't ever go viral for saying anything about the Latino community or whoever you belong to. You're always talking about Black people, and you use your vernacular, the way you speak, your affected way of speech. It is all rooted in Black culture. Yet you criticize us all day long. You're like a non-white, non-Jewish Michael Rappaport. Like, trying to diss Black people, but your whole career, your whole life has been based on Black people. Like, please. Girl. Just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, because it's like, he even acknowledged that she has a valid point, or that he's not saying that she doesn't have a valid point and that she's not making, she doesn't have a fight or whatever and whatnot. He's not saying that. What he's saying is she's coming to people who make much less than her, so why should they care? Basically, that's what he's saying. And it's like, oh, what are you talking about? Not only the things that I said earlier, but she went on the platform that she had available to her to be able to speak to and against the powers that be in her industry, where she's suffering this discrimination. So there's only so much she can do. She used one of her major platforms, the most major platform she has right now, to be able to speak on that. And she did it with Black people, something you noticed, in a space where it was Black people and she could actually be heard saying what she had to say and not cut off by some commercial or some white host. So it's just ridiculous to me, because it's like you all stay here and you constantly talk about Black people. Anytime we advance ourselves, you constantly have a problem with it. Anytime we try to fight for equality, which is something you're acknowledging is happening here, or could be happening here. It's happening. That's what's happening here. But you don't care about that. You care about being PC, apparently. Something you shame us for being as well, when it suits you. You're trying to be PC and talk about how certain people don't want to hear about this conversation. No, you don't want to hear about this conversation. Black people, as you notice, as you can see, Black people from all walks of society, even hoes who ain't got no motherfucking lights turned on in their motherfucking house and making TikTok videos right now. No, I'm playing. I ain't got no lights turned on, but I do have my lights on. But I'm just trying to make a point. I am on the lower end of the spectrum when it comes to pay. And even someone like me is supporting Taraji P. Henson and supported Monique in 2016-17 when she came out with the same type of shit. And the only person who supported her was Wanda Sykes. Y'all got people fucked up. Like, y'all be out here spewing venom. Like, you're snakes. You're absolute snakes. It's ridiculous. And there was a time that I wanted to be a part of Slytherin. Not anymore. It's ridiculous. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Y'all hoes sit here and just have nothing better to do than to talk about Black people, especially Black women. Like, you have absolutely nothing better to do. Why would you speak against a Black woman trying to fight for equality? So she's supposed to, like, let's entertain this for a second. Is she supposed to sit there and be silent about the situation? Was she not supposed to come out on that platform? Because, I mean, she came out on a platform promoting what she does that she gets paid, that she faces pay disparity doing. So, was that not the right platform to do that on? I'm not understanding. Her audience are people, and people who would support her the best are her audience. They are mostly people who are not making her kind of money. So does that mean that they don't deserve to have her come to them with her problem that she's facing? Like, that's just dumb. It's absolutely dumb. And it's like, you expect her to continue to make substantially less, and other Black women substantially less than white women and white men. I think that's your goal. Like, I think people like you talk this talk and you try to make it seem like you're not against these people, but you just feel like you have to critique them on one thing or another. No, you have to critique them on one thing or another because you actually don't agree with them. And you know that you can't come out and say that you don't agree with them and, oh, this is a case of Black people trying to fight for more than they deserve. You don't think we deserve better. That's what you're saying. And it's obvious. And I think that you will very soon actually discover that everything you've been doing will come back to you threefold. I think you're going to very quickly discover that all of this vitriol you've been aiming at the Black community, all this other crazy stuff, it ain't doing you no justice. We fight for everybody. We fight for everybody's rights. We fought for your people's rights, whoever your people are. We fought for everybody. The reason you're in here speaking this language in this country today is because we fought for people like you to be here.